welcome to K Passions Table Talk. I don't know how to set the timer on this thing. I can from my camera, but anyway, I hope so far that I've been bringing you something that can help you, right? My channel is to help and heal others and for us to grow together and learn together. So please, if there's anything that I said in any of my videos, please like and subscribe to my channel. And please do drop in the comments like anything that you want me to discuss on my YouTube channel, anything that you feel I left out, that I didn't touch down enough about. Let me know. That is how I improve. I really want to know what you think. And even if you have things to add on to what I'm already talking about on my video, please do share. I want to learn who you are. I want to know who's watching, and so let's talk. Let's really get to know each other. So I'm here today to talk about the holidays and grief and loneliness and all that good stuff, right? And just family problems. Sometimes around the holidays, not everybody looks forward to seeing family because there's a lot of family chaos when everybody gets together. So some people dread the holidays. So I want to kind of talk as brief as I can. I want to break it down. I don't want to stretch out my YouTube channels too long, but I just want to kind of give you some good information about that and maybe ways to help. So I'll start with grief. That is a hard one for many people. I know for me, just a little self-disclosure, I have an aunt who I used to call and get her sweet potato pie recipes. And, God rest her soul, I don't have her to call anymore, so I still try to make it as close as I can to the way she made it, but it's nothing like when I forget that recipe, getting it directly from her, But anyway, when I was in my internship, I did grief counseling, right? And I want to share with you the things that I shared with them on how to cope with the loss of a loved one. So first of all, do grieve, right? For some people, it's early on, like it just happened. So it's probably going to be really, really hard, especially if this is like the first holiday without them. It's going to be hard. And for people, even if it's been a while, it's still going to be hard, okay? So what I want you to do is really try to prepare yourself, right? Don't wait until November, when is Thanksgiving, 30th, or December 25th, whenever that holiday is. Like, start to prepare yourself in advance. Do grieve. That's going to happen. Do grieve. Do cry. Do not let anyone tell you how to grieve the loss of your loved one. Losing someone that you love is never easy, right? So there's going to be tough times. It's going to be hard. So if you need to cry, take that time to cry. If you need to just, punch the pillow or whatever, do that, right? But when you're done crying, when you're done letting all those emotions out, you still have to cope, right? Because we're still alive. And that's the hard part about, grief. That's the hard part about breakups and just, whatever it is that you're experiencing. The hardest part is still going on, is still living and still doing the things that you need to do to survive, right? But when it comes to grief, when it comes to loneliness, and there's a difference between loneliness and lonely, right? But some people are dealing with loneliness, right? So the thing is, you have to cope. You have to find ways to cope. So what you have to do is you have to prepare, right? And it still kind of goes hand in hand with some of my other videos about how to cope with an anxiety and depression. A lot of things as it relates to self-care, a lot of things in life that we experience, a lot of it still comes down to self-care, right? So while we're grieving the loss of a loved one, whether it be death, whether it be a breakup, we still must take care of ourselves. Even if we're grieving the thought of having to go be around family members that we may not necessarily get along with, we still have to find a way to cope. So let me just give you some tools. What is it that you like to do? What makes you happy? What is your happy place? And when I say happy, we're not talking about unhealthy. Self-care is not unhealthy coping strategies, okay? It's not indulging in a whole bottle of wine or tequila or, smoking herbs or whatever. Your happy place meaning healthy coping skills. So what does that look like for you? And everybody is different. So if you like to journaling your thoughts, writing it down. If you like to write poetry, putting your thoughts into a poem. Walking is good for increasing endorphins. So when you walk, it decreases depression. Also, walking for at least 30 minutes. You don't always have to do just a hard workout in order to feel good, right? You can walk. Walking is a great source of self-care. Good music, listening to good music, meditation, yoga, prayer. I'm trying to think of some other things. Taking a hot bubble bath, spending time with friends, going on a lunch date with a friend, talking to someone that you care about. These are ways to cope, and when I say talking to somebody that you care about, it has to be a healthy talk, like somebody that you really feel good when you talking to that person, like not somebody that's going to judge you or make you feel worse than you already feel. You want to surround yourself with people that's going to add to you, right? Not take away from you. So I know earlier, because I'll be all over the place sometimes, I know earlier when I talked about the grief, when it comes to grieving, of course that person is gone physically, but what I like to share with you, what I share with the other family members who had a loss, is to keep the memories alive, right? So like for me, I miss my aunt. So making a sweet potato pie would be something that reminds me of her. Keeping the pictures out, always keep photos out. If they had a favorite dish, just make that dish, talking about them, conversations. If you have other family members, talking about the good times. Those are things where you can keep the memory alive, right? Because they're gone, but they still, especially if it's your mom or, somebody really close to you, they still live through you because you're a part of them and they were a part of you. So make sure it's nothing wrong with talking about your loved one. Don't let anyone make you feel like it's something wrong with keeping those memories alive. If it's a smell, getting a nice candle. Actually candles are relaxing too. I have a candle that I purchased from one of my TikTok friends, and it really sets the tone. It's a really good relaxation. So if you like the smell of candles, finding that scent that may remind you of your loved one. I also have a stress reliever tea that I get. It's called Yogi. Drinking hot tea, anything that's, calming effects. So, just kind of preparing yourself in advance. So that way, when you do these self-coping skills, I know it sounds cliche, but I promise you, it takes time to get into the routine of things. But once you get into the routine of self-care, and it is a job, like, because you really have to think about it. Like, a lot of times we feel like, oh, I don't have time because I got to do this, I got to do that. No, take the time for yourself. You are the most important person in the world. I know your kids are important. I get that. Your grandkids, mom, sisters, your spouse, whoever. I get that. However, you cannot take care or be there completely for anyone else if you don't take the time for yourself. And I promise you, 5 minutes of meditation, if you can just take 5 or 10 minutes out your day and find they have plenty of meditation videos on YouTube that you can listen to that will calm you. Taking deep breaths, breathing in and breathing out. It feels so good. And I know when people used to tell me this, it sounded crazy, but it works, okay? So again, I don't want to hold you up. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but if you're watching and you know of other coping strategies, things that I might have said I was going to talk about and didn't talk about, left it out, drop it in the comments. And again, thank you so much for tuning in. I am going to go live on here soon too, and I want to see what happens. I haven't been live in a while. I'm going to go live and kind of see who tunes in and see how we can make your experience better on my channel. But in the meantime, I do thank you. You all have a great night. And remember to take care of yourself. Really, really love on yourself. Really pour into yourself. Because nobody is going to love you better than you love you. Okay? Remember that. So be blessed, everybody. Have a good Sunday. And I hope everybody had a nice Halloween today.